So welcome in to the JVT Football Show. I'm Paul Goma Victor Gracious Hines is my name, the host of this prestigious show, and it is a pleasure having you join me on this program as always. Now, first things first, here's a quick rundown as to what we'll be taking a look at in today's edition. So football was in full flow on Tuesday night, and we'll be taking a look at Juventus as they advanced into the Coppa Italia final after they knocked out Inter Milan over a two-legged semi-final. And then Manchester United marched on in the FA Cup after they won by 1-0 against West Ham United to book a place in this season's FA Cup quarter-finals. And then we'll end things off in Spain, where Real Madrid were victorious against Getafe to go second in the Liga, just 5 points behind the league leaders, Atletico Madrid. So all that coming to you in today's edition of the JVT Football Show. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned. So welcome to the show once again. Football was in full flow on Tuesday night, and we had action from England, Italy, and Spain. Now, to kick the show off, we'll start off in Italy with the Coppa Italia, where Juventus and Inter Milan played out a goalless draw in the second leg of the Coppa Italia semi-final, which meant that it would be Juventus to advance through to the final. Juventus won by 2-1 in the first leg with courtesy of a Cristiano Ronaldo brace, which was just enough to see Andrea Pirlo and Juventus have a realistic chance of getting their hands on the Coppa Italia title this year. Now, for Inter Milan, it was another disappointing result, and they find themselves crashing out of yet another competition after they crashed out of the UEFA Champions League late on last year. Now, in the game itself, it was a quite cagey affair. Inter Milan came into this game knowing that they had to win the game by 2 goals or more at the expense of not letting Juventus score any goal. Now, they managed to do the latter but failed to do the former, and that's why they find themselves in the current situation that they're in. Out of the Champions League, out of the Coppa Italia, and now only a fighting chance in the Serie A. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo had 2 golden opportunities for Juventus, where he went one-on-one on one occasion up against Handanovic, but Handanovic, having an exceptional game, managed to repel Cristiano Ronaldo and keep the score sheet level at 0-0. Then the second opportunity, Cristiano Ronaldo with dazzling feet went past 2 defenders and then unleashing a venomous shot, of which Handanovic was equal to the task, and yet again repelling the Portuguese superstar. While for Inter Milan, Lautaro Martinez had the better opportunities for Inter. He had plenty of opportunities which he squandered, and squandered badly. Nowhere near the target, nowhere near the goal. And in all honesty, his strike partner, Romelu Lukaku, who was missing from the first leg, did return for the second leg, but the defensive pair of Matthias de Ligt and Demero was just too good for Romelu Lukaku to effect the game at all. Handanovic was exceptional on the night. I think I have to say that both backlines were exceptional on the night. For Inter Milan, their man of the match had to be Handanovic. Then for Juventus, Matthias de Ligt and Demero played their part and saw them through to and now sees them through to the finals. Now, for Juventus, this is a brilliant result. Juventus have seemed to pick up the pace over the recent couple of weeks. They've now gone 7 games unbeaten ever since they lost by 2-0 against Inter Milan. And the players are starting to show up. The players are starting to show up for Andrea Pirlo. At the beginning of the season, there were doubts. There was skepticism surrounding around Juventus, and the results were justifying those doubts. Juventus had a new manager, a new inexperienced manager. There were new players coming in, and there was a mashup of the old players and the new players. So trying to adapt to the new manager system, trying to adapt the new players and integrating them into the team proved to be a hard task. But over the course of the recent weeks, it looks like things are starting to click. As I say, Juventus have now gone 7 games unbeaten. Along the way, Cristiano Ronaldo has turned out to be exactly as he's doing exactly what he's been doing for the past 20 years or so. Now, Juventus in through to the final are in the Serie A, are currently 3rd in the league, just 7 points off AC Milan with a game in hand, and then find themselves still in the UEFA Champions League. And from my opinion, Juventus simply needed patience. This Juventus team needed patience, and that patience is now starting to result into fruition. Andrea Pirlo and the team are starting to get things together, and things are starting to fall exactly in place. And they have a realistic chance of winning the Coppa Italia now. They are in the final, and they'll be waiting to see whether they go up against Roma or Napoli or Atalanta. And then they find themselves, as I said, in third position, 7 points off AC Milan, and there's still longer the season to go. So if they do exactly what they have to do right, and then say circumstances fall in their favor, who's to say that they aren't able to go on and win the Scudetto yet again? UEFA Champions League, everyone has a chance, and any team that has Cristiano Ronaldo always has a chance. So Juventus are in a good position right now. The UEFA Champions League returning, then they couldn't be going into that competition in a better state of mind. While for Inter Milan, they crashed out of yet another competition, and the pressure is on now, because now everything has to fall onto the Italian Serie A, has to fall onto the Scudetto. All the money spent, all the demands that were made by Antonio Conte are going to have to turn up now. And after that embarrassing elimination from the Champions League, after this embarrassing elimination from the Coppa Italia, to many it is still a surprise that he's even still in the job, given the amount of money he spent. But the priorities are now clear: win the Italian Serie A. If you fail to do that, then you'll be shown the door. And what an embarrassment this would be after he made all the demands, spent all that money, and with the players at his disposal, he fails to do exactly that. Now Juventus go up against Napoli next in the league. And as I said, 7 points behind AC Milan. And so if they win that game, that still closes up the gap. And after that, they resume the UEFA Champions League campaign against Porto on the 17th of this month. For Inter Milan, they go up against Lazio in the Serie A this coming weekend. So you can tune into those games and see exactly what Inter Milan and Juventus are up to after the Coppa Italia semi-final. Now on Tuesday night, West Ham United witnessed an all too familiar story against Manchester United in the FA Cup, as for the fourth time this century the Hammers were eliminated from the competition by the Red Devils. The Scott McTominay goal in the 7th minute of extra time was just enough to see Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his Manchester United team through to the quarterfinals of this season's FA Cup competition. Now, the game in itself was far from entertaining, with a combined 6 shots on target from both teams over 120 minutes. 5 from Manchester United and 1 from West Ham United. However, if you're a Manchester United fan, you really won't mind too much about those statistics, because at the end of the day, and at the end of it all, you're still in the competition. You are marching on, and you're putting yourselves in a very good position to go on and win the title. And I mean the FA Cup title, so don't get me wrong about that. But on the day, Manchester United as a formation had 5 shots on target, while West Ham United had only 1 shot on target. The home side had 62% of the possession, with West Ham United having the ball for only 38% of the game. So Manchester United were the likely of the two teams to go on and try to win the game, which they did exactly that. And West Ham United, perhaps in my opinion, wanted to go to Old Trafford, defend, and try to hit them with a counter-attack, which failed miserably. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer kept his strategy and his philosophy of rotating in these sort of competitions, with the likes of Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Anthony Martial, and Mason Greenwood starting the game. However, as the game went on and as time was running down, he had to call on the big guns, had to call on the likes of Edison Cavani, Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw, and eventually Scott McTominay, who would go on to be the match winner. And those decisions paid off as they got the 1 goal and find themselves in the quarter-finals. Now, in his 250th game, Marcus Rashford nearly could have capped it off with a goal, but for Fabianski, Marcus Rashford was in a very good position. Fabianski made himself big, blocked his shot, and failed to score the goal. However, Mr. MBE would have his contribution on the night in his 250th game, as he produced the assist for Scott McTominay, who scored his 7th goal of the season. Manchester United find themselves in the competition that are favorites, in a competition where very many people will find them as favorites. Why? Because of the quality of the team that they possess, because of the strength in depth. And if you're a football fan, you surely have to acknowledge that Manchester United are one of the best teams in England this season. That's why they're second place in the league, and that's why they are still in this competition. And with that being said, the expectations of trophies to be delivered. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been at Manchester United for nearly 2 years, for 2 years or more, but has failed to show for his time there with no trophies. The only thing that he's shown for it is qualification to the Champions League, and there is potential for titles, and fans are screaming for those titles. And this season more than any other season, he's put himself in a position where he has fans believing, where he has everybody else convinced that Manchester United has a realistic chance of actually going on and winning some trophies, some silverware. And now the pressure is on. In the league, they are second, 5 points off at the top of the table to Manchester City, who do have a game in hand. So Manchester City are trying to make that look like it is impossible, but they still are in the Europa League and they still are in the FA Cup. And fans want one trophy from these competitions, if not 2 trophies, if not all trophies. But what they want to see is silverware. And in my opinion, if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has no silverware at the end of this season should be a failure, a complete failure, because Manchester United, with the circumstances and with the team that they have, they should be able to go on and win at least one trophy that they are involved in. The League Cup, they went up against the Manchester City side, which was just too good for them. And so that failed to happen, but there are avenues. And what an embarrassment it would be if Manchester City go on to win the Premier League, the League Cup, and the FA Cup without them having a sniff. But Manchester United qualified for the quarter-finals, and their next game, the next task, is in the Premier League against West Bromwich Albion on Sunday before they return to action in the Europa League next Thursday. So if you're a Manchester United fan, West Bromwich Albion is your next task. So stay tuned and let's see how Manchester United bounce or react to this victory. 2-0, it ended at Real Madrid against Getafe with Karim Benzema and Ferland Mendy on the score sheet as Real Madrid earned all the 3 points. We saw them jump into second place in La Liga and now find themselves in 5 points behind league leaders Atletico Madrid, who do have 2 games in hand. Now, it was a dominant performance by the defending champions despite having injuries aplenty. Luka Modric, Toni Kroos and Sergio Ramos were just some of the few big names missing in action. However, the cast sent out to do a job, got the job done, and came away with all the rewards. It was a dominant performance in all departments in terms of possession, defending, and execution. Real Madrid had 69% of the ball possession throughout the whole game, limited Getafe to only 1 shot and none on target, and when it came to time of execution, had 4 shots on target and dispatched 2, which earned them all the 3 points. And if you're a Real Madrid fan watching this game from home, you were seated with your legs in the air, beverage in hand, smile on your face, and not a care in the world because it's practically an easy win. And that cannot be said because the game before, you had to dig deep against Huesca, where you had to leave it late in order to get all the 3 points. But given the season, Real Madrid have had to find themselves in second position, 2 games, 2 victories, and exactly where Zinedine Zidane wants his players to be in terms of state of mind. Now, the UEFA Champions League is just around the corner, and if you want to go on and try to win it, you have to go into the football pitch and believe that you are able to win each and every game that is put in front of you. That is a requirement for winning the UEFA Champions League. And if you're a Real Madrid fan, you know that is the expectation of Real Madrid each and every season. You may not win La Liga, but you have to be in contention to win the UEFA Champions League. That is a top priority, and that is exactly where Zinedine Zidane wants his players' state of mind to be in. But in La Liga, they are 5 points behind Atletico Madrid. Still far-fetched because Atletico Madrid do have those 2 games in hand, but they're doing exactly what they need to do. And in case circumstances fall in their favor, they won't be left or they won't be caught off guard. They'll be put in a very good position to try and win it. But that is where we're going to end our show today. If you like the video, please leave a like. Comment in the comment section if you have anything to say about Juventus, Real Madrid, or Manchester United, and we'll get back to them as soon as possible. But for right now, hope you guys have a very good day, and I'll see you guys all pretty soon. Bye for now.